Alright, so Club Q is the gay bar that was shot up over the weekend in Colorado Springs, and 5 people are dead, and I've heard anything between 17 and 19 injured. But my problem, well, obviously the problem is that another establishment was shot up, but this isn't about the lax gun laws, even though that's also a thing because he should not have had a gun to begin with. And he got it legally. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about um why he shot up this club. Now, granted, we do not have a motive, an official motive, but he is being charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder with a hate crimes enhancer. Now, and even though that what we don't have the official motive, we pretty much do, because you don't have to go to the dark side of the web like 4chan or 8chan or any of those right-wing wackaloon sites to know that what people think of gay people, what homophobes think of gay people. And what they think of gay people now, and this is parroted by right-wing politicians, is that gay people are groomers. That's what they've been saying, okay, groomer, because obviously they were triggered by the okay boomer thing that I think it was millennials or Gen Z, one of those two, were using as a comeback when somebody said something really stupid, regardless of whether they were actually older. Now, I personally do not like that okay boomer thing because, well, just like everything else, not everyone in a generation are assholes, and not everyone in another generation are enlightened individuals. But okay groomer has propped up, and so now granted, this idea that gay people are grooming children is nothing new, but the okay groomer thing is new. So, for those who don't know, it's an old stereotype of the LGBT community that they groom children for sex. Now, I don't know where they got this idea, because even if we did for the LGB part, there's more letters than that. So, and gay bars are generally establishments for the entire spectrum, plus allies. Allies were killed in this shooting. At least I assume they're allies. All I know is that they were in traditional relationships. So maybe they identify as queer and they're just in traditional relationships at the moment. Or maybe they were just allies. Or they just simply liked the club, and since they're not dicks, they were allowed in. But when you are, and Colorado Springs is like the epicenter, because they had let's see, I think Focus on the Family started off in Colorado Springs. They have I think the Oath Keepers started off in Colorado Springs. But they have so many horrible people. And so when you're told and you're convinced, or you're just simply convinced, that the gay community are targeting children because you are so convinced that gays are recruited, not that they just are a sexual orientation just like heterosexuality. I mean, nobody's accusing heterosexuals of recruiting people, recruiting children, grooming children. And that actually has more evidence for it. I mean, how often do you see little kids or babies wearing shirts, like for little boys, ladies man, or for little girls, um you know, I don't know what sexist bullshit they put on it for little girls, but still. And the adults might think that's so effing cute, but that's sexualizing kids. And the very thing that these people are claiming that the gays do. Okay? No. No. They're not the ones who are creating these horrible, horrible shirts because they think it's so adorable for little kids and babies to be wearing. I mean, it could be just an irony thing and that they don't intend to actually sexualize kids, but they're the ones doing this, not the LGBT community. So, that community, the LGBT community is not sexualizing children, and actually, gay bars aren't geared towards those little kids. I mean, do teenagers go there? Maybe once upon a time they could. If they have a liquor license, my understanding is you have to be 21, so unless they have a fake ID, a really good one, they can't even get into these clubs. So again, nobody's doing anything with kids. So that's the first thing with this shooting. And secondly, I mean, even if teenagers were going in there, again, that is not how sexuality works. I am an asexual. And I've had people accuse me of being asexual because nobody would want to have sex with me. I'm sorry, is that why you're heterosexual? Because the opposite sex is interested in you? No, it's because you are attracted to the opposite sex. Same thing with gay people. They are attracted to the same sex. And this was done on a trans day of, I don't know. I'm not trans, so I do not know. But so maybe this was an anti-trans thing, but because this was on a day where they had a drag show. And okay, so this person was probably anti-trans. Again, nobody's forcing someone to be trans. And this is at a club where consenting adults watch other consenting adults wear drag. Okay, again, what is the problem? You killed 5 people just because they accept that people can do what they want as long as it doesn't hurt others? And you're showing that they're hurting others by you yourself hurting others? So yeah, that makes no sense either. I mean, seriously, why do people have a problem with the LGBT plus community? Nobody is harming anyone. Same thing with with well, this joke died out, but the super straights allowing you to be transphobic, all the while claiming that trans people are calling you transphobic for not wanting to sleep with them. Not happening. You are making shit up. You're making up a boogeyman in your head to hate on the LGBT simply because you're not comfortable with your own sexuality. I mean, I seriously don't know why people hate the LGBTQ community so much. I mean, yes, they claim that they're protecting children, but children don't need to be protected from the LGBT plus community. Nobody's recruiting them. They're not the ones who are child predators. When you hear about child predators, these people are usually straight. These are not people who are the LGBTQ community are associated with pedophiles for some reason. And people bring up NAMBLA, but just because there are some people who do that, obviously that must mean everybody's like that. Which my question to you is, usually the domestic terrorists in this country are white and male. So by that logic, we should assume all white males, if they haven't done domestic terrorism, are going to, because that's how it works, right? So, no. Again, I do not understand why people are so easily bamboozled into this when all you have to think of is, okay, why am I like this? Why am I heterosexual? Because I like someone of the opposite sex. Nobody told me to be this way. This is just who I'm attracted to. So it would stand to reason that it goes for the LGB part of the community. Or in my case, the A as well, since I'm not attracted that way to anybody. But no, people, I actually had someone comment when they said that nobody could find a gay gene or um something, and I pointed out, yeah, nobody found a straight gene either. And it's like, oh, those don't exist for normal things. Do you know how genetics works? So, what I did like about this story, the one thing I did like, and that just came out today, was that one of the heroes that took down the gunman is an army vet, and that he just grabbed his pistol and basically pistol whipped him, which I thought was hilarious. I would love if that was on video, because I would totally watch that on loop. I would totally watch it on loop. Which brings me, now I did say I wasn't going to mention gun control, but this does um this does make the it takes a good guy with a gun stop a bad guy with a gun. It basically says no, that's not needed, because here was a good guy without a gun who, yes, he did grab the bad guy's gun, but he didn't shoot him. He just beat him senseless. So, yeah, yeah. This is actually a pro gun control thing, because he he just proved you don't need a good guy doesn't need a gun to beat a bad guy with a gun. So, um let's see what else is there. I didn't expect to go through the rabbit hole I went into. But yeah, I just that rhetoric is so prevalent about groomers, about the LGBT community being groomers, that it's not surprising that this is happening. I mean, when you're telling people, same thing as what happened with Pizzagate. If you keep telling people that, I mean, these people do not have to be deranged. These people do not have to be um crazy. They don't have to be mentally ill. They just have to believe that they are protecting someone. And in this case, it's children. And that's why these assholes use children as a argument against whomever they hate, because who doesn't want to protect children? So let's just say that the children are in danger, and then someone will want to save the children and shoot up a place. Lauren Boebert actually gave the usual thoughts and prayers, and this is horrible and we don't condone violence. Bitch, you're a pro-gun advocate. I think you're one of those who actually poses with a gun. How can you pose with a gun and say that guns should be unfettered, have unfettered access? People should have unfettered access to guns, and then pretend, not to mention being also homophobic and anti-LGBT plus to all around, and then say that my thoughts and prayers. Like, no. And AOC called her out on it. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot say that you are horrified with an action when your very words cause that action. Words have consequences. You cannot call a group of people groomers. You cannot claim that they're preying on children and then be surprised when someone is so concerned about children that they're going to go shoot up a club because they're trying to protect the children or whomever it is that they're trying to protect from this boogeyman that you created. That is not how this works. You need to take responsibility. The Republicans used to be a party of personal responsibility. They don't do that anymore. Well, these bozos don't. They don't take responsibility. They are so convinced that all they care about is power. They don't care who gets hurt as long as it's not them. So they're no longer the party of personal responsibility. They're the party of, you can do what you want and you don't have to take responsibility for shit. Until something really bad happens because people take you at your word, and you're shocked when people do that. So you want people to take you at your word, but you don't. Make this make sense. I'm serious. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say about this. I think that's all for now, unless something horrifying or really cool also comes out of this, like more stories about, because we don't know really what the other guy, there were supposedly two people who took down the gunman. The one being an army vet who pistol whipped him. And then there was this other guy who, we don't know what he did. I think I read somewhere that he tripped him. So, and I guess that tripping allowed the other guy to beat him senseless. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that works, but I would love to hear more. And like I said, I would love to see that played out to, a video showing him beating beating that guy senseless. That would be fun. Um, let's see. So yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. So I will see you next time.